Welcome to Property Investing with Abi. On today's session, we're going to talk about why savings isn't the best way to have a successful, happy life and why most of you are skint. Because let's be honest, 70% of the UK population have less than £1,000 in their bank. Can you imagine if something really awful happens? How are they going to pay? Well, they get into debt and more debt, and then they never seem to get out of that debt, and then they never live the life that they truly want. Why? Because they're in debt, they don't have much money, and they're stuck with their job. So I'm going to show you two ways today using Monopoly. I'm going to show you if you put savings in the bank and you just keep passing go and collecting your salary, what's that going to do to you? And I'm going to show you why I decided to become a property investor. So investing in properties and the money that I will have from it, because I would like to convince you guys that you definitely want to do property and it is worth the challenge. So many people don't think they can do property. Why? They don't think they have the money. But you don't need money to do property. It helps, but you can do something called joint venture finance. The second reason is because it's too hard. And I have this conversation many times with people. Being broke is hard. When I was on my own with 2 kids and I didn't have enough money to make it to the end of the month, I was always like minus £300. That was an awful time in my life. So yeah, money won't make you happy, but being broke is hard. Having a job is hard. Property investing is challenging. It can be hard at times. The problem is staying in your job or staying broke, there's no way out. It's guaranteed for failure. Doing some risk, becoming a property investor, that can get you a way out. So let's start with Monopoly, because I grew up with this game, so it's one of my absolute favourites. We're going to take the ship for this, and the ship is going to be your ordinary person. They work 9 to 5, and they've got some money in savings, look. That's the ship. We're then going to take the boot. Mr. Racehorse, you're going to have to sit out of this. The boot. So the boot has got a little bit of money, say £100 in savings, but the boot has got 2 hotels and some houses, okay? 2 main differences now. The only way the ship can get money is going around the Monopoly board, passing go, because that's your salary. So every time the ship does that, he's going to get salary to go into his savings. The boot, on the other hand, gets money all the time from people landing on their properties. Obviously, in the real word, we'll call it rent. So the boot's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 properties, so we're going to give him £500. Now, the thing is, the ship's working hard, going around the board, 9 to 5 work, weekends, hating Sunday night, where the boot hasn't actually moved. So the boot is getting money before it needs to move or do anything, so it's got its time where the boat hasn't. Now the ship is coming, but the ship's got to pay rent. So there goes some rent. The ship's got to, pay insurance, pay bills, food's going up, gas and electric. So the ship is starting to dwindle its money. But the ship thinks it's okay because, hey, I've got this money in savings, I'm fine. So if we do that a few times, as we press go, we get more money. So we press go again, we get more money. But the problem is the money is hemorrhaging out of their savings and they're being left with less and less and less. And each year that saving pot is dwindling and they don't have much. They're not building wealth and they're fed up of working all time. So that's the ship. Whereas Mr. Boot over here, he spent his savings. He didn't keep savings in the bank because he invested and invested and invested. He doesn't have to go around the board so he can, not work if he wants. He can do what he wants. Every time people are going around the board, his money is just increasing. And yeah, every now and then he does get that card on Monopoly where you have to make maintenance repairs. So he's got some costs going out. But on average each year, he is increasing his income and he is increasing his wealth. Whereas Mr. Ship is not, because all he's doing is passing go and collecting money. So the moral of this story is you need to be investing in assets that are going to give you money. Keeping money in the bank is never, ever, ever going to make you feel wealthy. It might make you feel safe, but unfortunately the reality is you're not safe. You're anything but safe. Now the golden rule is kind of keep 6 months worth of living costs in your bank as savings so that you can fall back on it any time. But everything else should be out to good use. You should be using it to bring more income in. using it to make your life go forward, using it to get where you want. And people do it in different ways. You know, some people have businesses that give them money, some people invest in stocks and shares, crypto. The great thing about property though with Mr. Boot is every year this is going on and he's getting money, these are going up in value. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying, oh yeah, property market's gonna crash and oh, you need to be careful and inflation going up. How can the property market crash when A, there's not enough property, we're in a housing crisis. Still yesterday, there was 17 offers put in on one property in Doncaster. 17, that's not the sign of a crash. So don't be worried about that. Property on average doubles every 10 years. There may be small corrections, but it doubles. So Mr. Boot's living the best life because he's getting money all the time without working. His properties are going up in value. It's a great, great asset to have. Where Mr. Ship is now old, he's 65, most of his savings are gone. He paid off his mortgage years ago, so let's give him some money because now he's sold his house and gone into rented or whatever he's done. So he's got this tiny pot of money for the rest of his life and he's wasted his most valuable time because now he's tired, might not be in the best of health and he's worked hard for all these years. Where Mr. Boot, on the other hand, could be in the same position, 65, quit work at 40, having a great time. His property portfolio is worth quite a lot of money and he's getting his income in. And that's it really. And I think Monopoly is a great game that shows you that really. And you all know, to win Monopoly, you have to buy property. That's the only way to win property. You can't just coast and pass go. And I really want you to think about that about your life. Now, there's a reason why some people coast and pass go. One, they don't know what they don't know. And that was me years ago. Nobody ever told me that I could do this and life was meant to be like this. The second is because they have a lot of fear and doubt and they think, oh, I can't do it. Oh, the property market's gonna crash. When I first started investing, it was Brexit's coming for you, don't invest because Brexit's gonna bring down the house, then the Scottish referendum, then COVID, but I've continued to invest and it's the best thing that I've done. So what I want you to do is really think about what is stopping you starting in property. Leave me a comment, tell me what it is. Tell me if you think I'm wrong, but come and have a chat with me. But I hope seeing this has inspired some of you not to keep them savings in the bank. Go and invest. It'll be the best thing you do, I promise. So, a bit of a harsh reality probably from me today on this video, and it's because I genuinely want people to change their lives and wake up. Because the problem is most of us are asleep going through our life, but I want people to wake up, see the challenge in front of them, and take action. I think Warren Buffett said, there's no shame in, being born poor, but the shame is dying poor. Nobody needs to. We can all play this game. We just need to master the rules. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you get my next video, and then comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you agree with me, and tell me what's stopping you going for it. What's stopping you trying to hoard this money in the bank that will never ever make you wealthy. Thank you so much.